So a few weeks ago, intrepid administrators in the Discord server for Ashes of Creation asked what we as players would want to see for the upcoming live streams before Alpha 2. For those of you guys that don't know, Alpha 2 will be coming in Q3 of 2024. There's only so many live streams to show before then. I decided to chime in myself, and I said that the main ones that I wanted to see were showcases of the archetypes. So I wanted to see the fighter, the rogue, the bard, all of the archetypes that are supposed to be available in Alpha 2. I want to see those. I am a PvP player at heart, and I want to see how combat works in the game. And so the more archetypes we get to see, the more combat we get to see, the more happy I am, basically. So I wanted to see that. But then the second thing I also said is I wanted to see more node live streams. Last fall, they did do a node live stream. It was their longest live stream, I'm pretty sure, of like the last year or two. And it only covered a sliver of what nodes are. It only covered a fraction of it. Like imagine a big piece of pie, and the entire pie is labeled nodes. We basically took a sliver out of it, covering what we covered last fall. And so there's so many different things to discuss. We can talk about the different types of nodes: military, economic, scientific, and what their specific bonuses are. A live stream on that would be fantastic. Different live streams just showcasing the art styles, the nodes or villages. For those of you guys that haven't watched an Ashes of Creation video, a node is essentially the village system for Ashes of Creation, showcasing the different racial art types. The more races of a specific type, or if a bunch of Renkai are in an area, the node could potentially adopt the art style of the Renkai. And so seeing the different art styles of the different nodes as they level up through time, I think that would be justified in its own live stream. And although the title is misleading, I do think that commissions are actually worthy of a live stream itself. And so I'm basically swimming against the river on this. I went and I looked at Discord, and I saw a bunch of people not happy with why they're discussing commissions for a live stream. And to be honest, I get that point of view, guys. I totally understand. The last 6 months of live streams that Intrepid has done have been amazing. We've gone from freeholds, which is where all of the artisan refining will happen, where people can basically have a plot of land to grow crops or grow livestock or breed animals for different mounts like that. That was an awesome live stream. We then went into nodes. We then went into the cleric showcase and then nodes. And then we went into a caravan showcase, highlighting how caravans are going to be used in their special bonuses. We then went into artisan crafting and a more detailed live stream on what players that like to do endgame player loops for like blacksmithing will get to do, which I thought was also great. And then the last 2 months for me have been great because it's been Ranger archetype and then Caravan PvP live stream, where we got to see more Caravan mechanics, and then we also got to see a scripted PvP encounters. So we kind of got to see what combat will look like in Ashes of Creation. And so all these live streams have been pretty damn good. And so when you follow those up and you label one commissions, people are going to be like, okay, well, what the hell is this? Is this filler? I don't think it is. And yeah, we're going to talk about it here. So before we can talk about commissions, we need to talk about nodes, though, because nodes, in my opinion, everybody's opinion, are what will allow Ashes of Creation and Intrepid to stand out from other MMORPGs. I don't want to go into too much nitty-gritty details. I want to just kind of highlight why this is such a big system and why it's important for the game and why these incentivizations need to matter. And then we'll talk more about commissions. But long story short, nodes, you basically look at it as like villages in a game. And as you move into an area and you work and you cut down trees, you do quest lines in the area, a node will appear, and then you slowly work to build up your node. You're incentivized to build up your node because the higher the level your node is, the more access you get in the game. Not every single node in this game can be max level at the exact same time. Players will have to fight over who gets to be the highest level node in the area, and so this is going to create conflict. Different quest lines will appear. The higher level nodes will have access to higher level refining and crafting. And so if you think about it as like a PvPer, would you go, if you're looking to buy weapons, if you're looking to buy the best gear available on the server, would you go to a level 2 node or would you go to a level 4 node? Well, everybody would funnel to level 4, and so the players that have mastered their crafting up to that level at that point in time kind of have a chokehold on the monetary value in the area. And so this is going to incentivize not just PvPers, but players that like to engage in these systems to want their node that they're participating in to be the highest level possible, because it kind of, gatekeeping is the wrong word, but it funnels everybody into that area that wants the highest level stuff. And let's be honest, guys, like if we had the means to do so, of course we want the highest level stuff. And so you're going to see these incentivizations happen. You're going to see people want to become citizens of a good node. You're going to see people work towards protecting and working towards these nodes, because in this game, things aren't linear. People can level up very quickly and things can get destroyed. You can have your node leveled by another node, by another group of players, by getting sieged. And so when players have spent a lot of time progressing from a level 1 node to a level 2 node to a level 3 node all the way up, the more time they have invested, the more incentivized they are to protect their node if it gets attacked. And so, because once it gets wiped out, it can go back to 0. And so this is an exciting aspect of the system, because this world will be ever changing. It's ever evolving. And so just because something starts off one way doesn't mean it has to end that way. The players that start off that way, if as long as they keep playing at a high level, as long as they keep doing what they're doing, they'll be able to keep it. But if things start to die off and they start to get bored of the game, things can change and players can retake the mantle and destroy one high level node and replace it with their own. And so this system is so cool to me, and commissions are a huge aspect of this. Commissions are very, very important for how this game is going to function. And so I will provide a link in the description for those of you guys that want it. There is an entire commissions section available on the Ashes of Creation wiki. And long story short, there are two different types of commissions. There are mayoral commissions and there are node-based commissions. All right, so first let's talk about mayoral commissions. What are mayoral commissions? Why are they important? Well, when you are appointed mayor in Ashes of Creation of a node, you're in charge of basically overlooking and overseeing how it's going to be designed, how it's going to be constructed, what type of policies you will have with other nodes, whether you're going to be hostile, whether you're going to be friendly, are you going to open up trade routes, or are you going to siege other people's nodes and destroy them? The mayor basically designs all these decisions, and a lot of their decisions will revolve around how many mayoral commissions are completed. And so why would you do a mayoral commission? And so what this does is it creates a system to where if players are in lockstep with their mayor, like let's say you elect a mayor and you agree with everything they say, and you agree and you like doing the commissions that they're doing because you like the direction that the node is going, everybody in your area is also doing the same thing. More commissions are going to be completed. This also unlocks more mandates, which we'll cover here in a moment. Mandates are very, very important for mayors, and we'll talk about that. This is why they need to be incentivized to be working with the community. But the rewards for both sides, mayors handing out good commissions and citizens accepting it, the node, they get access to node commodities. They get access to opening up node to node relations, whether it's caravans or combat. They also get mandates, which we just talked about, and they also get temporary buffs to buildings or zones. Now, they've talked about how in this game there are two different types of things that can happen to your node. You can either be assaulted by PvE based mechanics like monsters or goblins or whatever. You can also be assaulted by other players. And so increasing health in an area on certain buildings or in a range might be extremely valuable if goblins come to raid your camp. If you know that a goblin raid is coming in a couple days, you might want to set up mayoral commissions to protect that area to keep the health higher, because as long as the buildings are up, then you don't have to reconstruct them. You know, it's easier to repair than it is to build. And so this will incentivize mayors to want to send out the proper commissions. How do citizens benefit? Well, they also get node currency. They also get their potential reputation established in the node. I'm not exactly sure if that one still exists or not. Yeah, that one's kind of weird. I don't know if that one exists. But then they also get experience. And so you get rewarded via currency and also experience for completing these commissions. This is going to be more of a mayoral live stream, I believe. But the point is you want to provide incentives for players to become citizens. You want to provide incentive for players to want to work together to build these nodes, because when they're incentivized to do so, they're then incentivized to protect it because it can go to 0. And so as long as you're doing those things, you then need to incentivize mayors in order to do the right things among their people. Like, you could be a bad mayor and raise taxes and do stuff like this, but then you can't really influence your node anymore. You might just get removed from election because yeah, you're not able to change any policies. And so that comes down to mandates. I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place here. I'm just trying to highlight a bunch of things that are super interesting. But the more commissions you get completed as a mayor, the more mandates you have access to. And so what are mandates? Mandates are basically like a reward sticker for a good job. The more your people believe in you, the more mandates you're going to get. That allows you to adjust taxes for not only your people, but maybe for yourself. If you know that the tensions are building high in your area, and you know, like, hey, like things are, we know we're close to getting node sieged by a few hostile nodes in our area. We might want to adjust taxes. That way we can pay for our defenses. You can adjust taxes that way. Or if things are a little bit more peaceful, you can lower them. You can make some adjustments that way. You could initiate construction. So if you want to be the most well-renowned refining node in the area, you can initiate construction towards refining different materials. You go about creating these different things for your people. And so this is where the mandates come from. Also initiate expansions, growing your city outward. You have access to a bunch of these different things. And so it's an interesting system, commissions and mandates. They kind of go hand in hand, where if you're good at doing commissions, you get more mandates. If you get more mandates, you have more power as a mayor. If you don't listen to the people, you don't get more mandates. Your players don't get experience. They don't get gold. They don't get quest lines. They get unhappy and they'll go somewhere else where they want to get these things done. And so how good your mayor is will really impact how important the node, or how good your node is. And so I'm not mad about this. I'm not mad about this at all. I understand, like, this isn't the flashy thing. Like, this isn't the new sports car that's coming out on the block or anything like that. This is the utility vehicle, right? But the utility vehicle is important. This is the backbone of how the system is going to work. This is the backbone of the most important system in Ashes of Creation, which is nodes. And so how nodes function, how players are incentivized to do these things, it may seem like it's like filler, but this is them opening up the hood potentially and saying, hey, like, this is how this is going to work. This is how you're incentivized as a mayor to do these things. This is how you're incentivized as a citizen to want to go about doing these things. And so, in my opinion, this is a very important live stream, because you can't sugarcoat this. You can't fluff this up. This is not flashy at all. This is not super exciting, but it is very important. It is very, very important, and I'm looking to see it. So hopefully I may have convinced a couple of you guys. Maybe I can get one or two more people on my side. I think this is an important live stream. I think multiple different aspects of nodes can be discussed, like this itself. As long as the scope in this live stream is wide, where they not only discuss commissions, but they discuss mandates, they discuss these types of bonuses, and they go into more of a macro level as to why it's important, I think this live stream could be very good. But if they just go, hey, I have a commission, I hand it out, let's go do a commission. If they do it as like an actual quest line and they don't explain anything, yeah, it could be the most boring live stream that we've seen in the last 2 years. And so I want to be clear there. This has a wide scale of how things can work, but it's not immediately bad like a lot of people will have you believe, in my opinion. And I very well could be wrong. Nice Gaming and I will talk about it regardless on our Voices of Vera podcast, and I will provide my honest review of the live stream when we have it. But yeah, just saying, I'm not saying don't have your opinion. I'm just saying, hey, this may not be as bad as you think. Like this live stream may not be the most boring live stream of the year, but we'll see. If you guys have any questions or comments, please provide in the section below. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.